Hey church family, this is Pastor Miguel here at Saddleback Español, and I just want to say thank you so much and congratulations guys for taking the next step of faith and just being a host of this new campaign. Maybe you've been a host for a year, 2 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. Today we get to teach you again all over what a host means. I can't wait to see what God's doing in you and in your small group. All right, well, welcome to One Life. Now you got your material, your swag bag, your stickers and everything. So what's next? So step one is actually do what it tells you to do, which is One Life. Pastor Andy has designed this journal so that we can do One Life together, and it starts on Sunday. So you gotta make sure you come to service on Sunday morning, either 9 or 11, preferably with your small group so you guys can be out here together. But if not, make sure you as a host do come to it, because everything's gonna align with Sunday's message to this message. So that's step one. All right, so step two. Step two, as a host, just bring your small group together at a designated time and place that you actually said. And as a host, remember, you're already opening your doors, so make it really hospitable. Make sure that you make them feel welcome. There's fellowship, and by doing fellowship, you get to do it over coffee, tea, snacks, whatever you wanna do. At our small group, we do a little something different. We rotate. We say, hey, you bring pizza, you bring Starbucks, whatever you want to do. Something cheap, but something good for everyone to do. Second, once you finish with fellowship, make sure you do start where the book tells you to start. On journal page 2 and 3, that's where we start as a group. For the first part, it tells you to gather. And on the gathered part, it's actually what you're going to share during your small group at what happened over the weekend, which is really important. Remember, don't miss on the weekends. Number 2, it's to read something out loud, which here on the first one is choose someone to read out loud Matthew 28:16-20. So give them the time, space, just love on them as they're reading it. Next, make sure you observe. Make sure that everybody's observing everything that's happening so you can give some feedback as it's going. You want to be part of the group. Next, you want to understand. So by understanding is that you want to make sure you listen to see how you can be practical and put it into play what you're learning during this week. And lastly, pray for one another. Make sure that you do ask at the end of the small group, who is in prayer, who's in a prayer, and just lift all those prayers to the Lord so we can pray together. So that was step 2. Step 3 is really fun. This is when we actually get to do things on our own. But as a host, I would say start a small group chat, something on WhatsApp, to text, or whatever you want to do, just to keep your small group intact and together. Ask questions like, hey, how's day 1 doing? How's day 2, 3, or 4 coming along? That's the questions you want to ask so you can keep everybody engaged and involved. But let me tell you about day 1. Day 1 is as simple as going to page 4 and you go to week 1, day 1. Why should I share? It's really important to start with day 1 because this is going to lead us into the flow of the whole journal. So once you get done with day 1, maybe like I said, shoot out a text. Hey, how did day 1 go for all of you? You can share. If they don't share, it's okay. They'll share the next time they meet. So how easy was that, right? A host is as easy as following us 1, 2, 3, or 4 steps. But remember, the most important is that it starts with coming to church. You got to make sure your small group and yourself show up. So in order for us to make this work. Second, if you have any questions or you feel stuck or somebody brought up a crazy question you don't know how to answer, come find me. I'll be here every Sunday. If not, just find one of our community leaders at the Connection Center. They'll be able to help you out. I just can't wait to see what God's going to do in your small group and specifically in your life. But for now, let me pray for you. God, thank you so much for all these hosts who are able to take the next step of faith with you, that are able to just have the courage to say yes to you, God, to say yes to the church, to say yes to this next round of people who want to know more about you. As a host, it might not be as easy, it might not be as hard as people think, but it is fun, God. And you're going to be with these people no matter where they're at, where they meet, and when they meet, God. I just ask for a prayer of strength and a lot of discernmentship in what's going to happen in this next couple of weeks with One Life. I pray all this in your son's name. Amen. Can't wait to see you on Sunday. I'm really excited.